in. They better tap in. Tap, tap, tap in. Get rich, baby. Oh my God, I got the shirt on today, guys. Yes, by popular demand. The I Am the Table. Woo! Y'all see that? The I Am the Table, the most popular brand from Champagne and Melanin. And to make you guys super happy, I got the matching mug. So when you mess with Champagne and Melanin, you get a mug and a shirt and everything matches. So I love it. Hey. So guys, I also got, let me turn this on because I feel like I'm yelling at you guys. Welcome. Hello. Thank you, sweetie. She always brings us in. Okay, that was extra loud today. Guys, it's so dreary. It's so cloudy outside. It's been like this fog in Houston. I don't know what's going on. So I have my ring light up extra bright. I'm super pale. I went to Miami. And I must be the only Black person that can go to Miami and not get a tan. I don't know what's going on, but I feel super pale. So I put the ring light on. I'm still playing with this thing on warm instead of cool. And I turned it all the way up. And I actually like it. I think I look kind of fabulous. So welcome. We are here. We are ready. We are getting into it. Welcome to episode 8 live of A Black Girl Boss Chat with your girl, Jules. Today we have Dr. Teriya Richmond, and the funny thing is she's probably going to have to come on here and correct me again because she has spoken on my panels. She's spoken on all type of stuff, and to this day I still get her name wrong, but her name is Dr. Teriya Richmond. She is your total health and wellness doctor, and today we are talking all about women's health, women's sexuality, and getting down to the kitty gritty, baby. So I am super excited. Shout out to StreamYard as usual. As you can see, our little ticker tape is going. We have our logo in the corner up. Let me see, logo in the corner. That means we are not cheap. We actually pay StreamYard. So StreamYard, I'm pulling together my package. I'm pulling everything together because I'm coming to you for that sponsorship. As you can see, we only use you guys and we think you're quite fabulous. So that's enough of Sweetie for when we don't want to hear Ariana Grande. Well, maybe next week we'll hear Ariana Grande. What do you guys think? Change up the music? I don't know. We'll see. So, as I said, welcome to episode 8. This is the 3rd episode in my Black History. Oh, Jesus. Y'all, how did Clubhouses jump in like that? Let's do this. Let's put the phone on Do Not Disturb. As you guys know, this is a live show, so this is the comedy that happens. Remember last week when we had Chris Senegal, mind of a millionaire investor, and I had to get off camera and go get my power cord while he was talking, but Chris, you held down the show. Thank you. Kisses. And people are still looking at that video and all the other videos. So I finally figured out how to clip my videos. So what I'm going to start doing from episode 1 is start doing some amazing clips and dropping them onto Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn so you can kind of see what I'm doing and what we're talking about. So I'm super excited about that. So learning as I go, guys. This is what you have to do when you're a content creator. Stop trying to pay other people to do your stuff. Learn to do it yourself. So as I was saying, this is episode number 3 in my 5-week Black History Month 2021 series, talking to some amazing speakers covering in health, real estate, investing, travel, branding, and getting your trademarks and businesses together. So these are all people that I admire. These are people that have supported Champagne and Melanin from day one. When I call these people, they're there for me. They champion everything I do. They push me along. And what I really love about last week is we had our first Black Man Boss Chat, and that was absolutely amazing. I'm still getting accolades about that. The views are going up, of course. As you know, I'm working on doing more video content, some more reels. I just got our TikTok. I'm not about to do all that damn dancing, though, guys. This is Champagne and Melanin. We don't dance. I mean, we might, do a cute shoulder with some hair at a brunch. Of course we dance. So I got my TikTok. So we're going to see about doing some TikToks and translating them into my reels also, because you can do some cute things on TikTok. But I'm also seeing you can do some cute things on reels. So as you guys know, if you follow the Instagram, I ate the frog last week. And what is eat the frog? One of my favorite business phrases, doing the worst thing first and getting it out the way. So I ate the frog. I did my first reel with the mugs and the sweatshirt. So I'm super excited about that. Go to our Instagram at Champagne and Melanin and check out my first reel. It's absolutely hilarious, but you know what? Once you get one done, it's under your belt. So it's done, and now it's done. And it's kind of like, okay, it's like riding a bike, you fall off a couple of times. I mean, I didn't fall off at all because I am who I am, but I did what I had to do. So eating the frog and pulling the weeds all 2021. That's what I intend to do. If it's super scary for me, then I'm going to do it because that means I need to get it done. So check out Champagne and Melanin Instagram. Check out our first reel. I have some TikToks coming, and also stay tuned to the YouTube channel. We have all of the episodes from before. We have our brand new one with Dr. Teriya Richmond, the total health doctor, getting down to the kitty gritty or day to day in episode 8. So now let's get to our church announcements. Yes, super excited. So guys, one thing I wanted to show you guys, I got this from Amazon. I love these. So I ordered, and I'm gonna get my Amazon store set up. What do you guys think? Definitely. So I ordered these rose gold metal straws. Okay, so there's like 6 bent and 6 of them are dead straight. And this has been like one of the best purchases I have made. They come with like a little pipe cleaner, and you're supposed to wash them in like hot water only by hand, and don't put them in the dishwasher because all that gunk and stuff will get stuck in there. But these are absolutely cute. And of course they go with the brand, the rose gold. Anything rose gold, you know we love Champagne and Melanin. So yeah, so I totally bought these from Amazon. So if you're looking for some good metal straws in a color, like for your brand, they have silver, they have that bright gold, and they have rose gold. So these are actually pretty cool. So I'm using these for all of my beverages, as you can see, and of course, our motto here is save the lip gloss. We don't want to mess up our lip gloss. So, always use your straw. So you guys were so happy with my new background and new decor. Thank you for all the DMs and emails. And thank you for all the accolades you guys gave me. I love the new background. I just feel lighter. I feel airier. I did some feng shui. So as you guys remember, I was against the wall last year, and this year I'm more in the living room. Yes, because that's what content creators do. We set up studios in our apartments and in our loft. So right in front of me here, as you guys know, it's a whole production. It's like I have the laptop hook boogie, I got my studio light, I got all my stuff that I need to be an amazing content creator. So I am going to be purchasing my first Canon camera this month. I'm so excited. Guys, I'm getting my Canon camera because, I'm moving into influencer and brand space. So I'm super excited about that. So you guys give me some tips on using my Canon camera. How can I get that going? And, how can I make some amazing photos? So that's going to be super exciting. So back to church announcements. As you always know, follow us at Champagne and Melanin. Give us a follow. Instagram is where all the magic happens. That's where everything starts for me on Instagram. If you click into my link tree, every single link that you need is on there. So our Shopify, our mailing list, how to email me for questions, and also hook me up with some partnerships. So give us a shout. Next thing that I definitely want you to do is go to the merchandise shop right now. I'm having my 10% off Black History Month sale. So your entire shopping cart is 10% off at the end. And you also get a nifty mask. Hold on one second, guys. It's ghetto here. I should have had this here already, but you get a nifty Champagne and Melanin mask. It's pretty, huh? Yes. So the mask will be free with purchase. What? Yes. Every purchase that you get a Champagne and Melanin mask. And look, these are my masks. These are fashion masks that I sourced. They're very good for your lipstick and your makeup. They sit right on your face. They cover your nose. You can talk and have amazing conversations. There's no slip down with my mask. So free mask with purchase. Get into it. Champagne and Melanin. Always do that. Definitely jump into our Facebook. Like our Facebook page. Definitely jump into our private group. If you're watching me right now, you're in the private group or you're on the YouTube. Also, if you have any questions, shoot me an email. hello@champagneandmelanin.co. Yes, it is .co. It's not .com. It's .co. If you've been rocking with Champagne and Melanin, you know the story behind the .com. So we are .co. Partnerships, branding, inquiries. Think you want to be on the show? Send me an email, hello@champagneandmelanin.co. I'm getting tongue-tied. So as you guys know, in my other life, I am a publicist and I do own a PR firm. Julie O. Griffith, aka J. Griffith Public Relations, a 15-year boutique here in Houston, Texas. So if you need PR, branding, marketing, or social needs, give me a shout. If you have anything else that you want to talk about, hit me up on Instagram at Julia O. Griffith and follow me on Clubhouse at Julia O. Griffith. Also, you can always find me there, either moderating a room or dropping into a room or running out of a room, which is what I've been doing a lot of recently, guys. I know we talked about this last week, but Clubhouse, it's not that it's peaking. It's not peaking for me, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Clubhouse anymore because it's a huge time suck. I do love it though. I do love it, so don't get me wrong. But follow me on Clubhouse and tell me what you think. So And then also, last thing, book a 15-minute call with me. Make sure you drop me an email. If you need a consultation, not quite ready for PR, need some direction on branding and entrepreneurship, what am I doing? Where do I go? Always book a consultation with me. My consultations are paid consultations, but it's best 15 minutes or best 60 minutes that you will ever spend money on. So there, that is. Okay, so that's all of church announcements. Let me go ahead and, my favorite thing to do is tell you guys what I'm doing. I'm on here on the StreamYard, updating this banner. We're going to take it off the scroll and put it right here. Instead, I'm going to hit show. Boom. So now we have it all there before I bring Teriya in. So one more thing we're going to do after church announcements that I'm going to start adding into a Black Girl Boss Chat is business question of the week. So here's a good one, guys. Let's talk about Gorilla Girl and this whole Gorilla Glue fiasco. Okay? Now, you already know what time it is when I pull up the gold book. I got the book. I'm not going to show you my notes because I got a lot of stuff in here. But I want to talk about Gorilla Glue and Gorilla Girl. So just a little bit of background of what's going on in the world. This is the latest sensation. I thought it was a TikTok challenge or a reel or something gone awry, but apparently putting Gorilla Glue in your hair, which is a multi-dimensional industrial adhesive, is a real thing. Why? I don't know. So long story short, this young lady was looking to do a slick back bun. And a lot of people are asking, what's a slick back? Well, for us natural hair girls, those of us that have extensions or those of us that do wear wigs and weaves or keep our natural hair, me, it's been 8 years. A slick back is when you are trying to lay down all of the hair on your scalp. Not the long pieces or the pieces that are bushy and hang out, just the hair on your scalp so it will lay flat. And then you pull your hair back, the natural hair, into a bun or into a rubber band. And you can either put it in a bun or just let it hang free. So the slick part really goes all here on your scalp, as we've seen the Gorilla Girl, not on the hair part. That's what a slick back bun is. People keep asking, well, why was she using that to tie her hair down? Because our hair is curly, wavy, kinky. So therefore, we don't get that flat look. It'll start popping up if we don't put gel, gorilla snot, which I think what she was usually using, and a whole bunch of other things. That's what a slick down bun is. So, okay? So the business case here is, why did she do it? She should get compensated for it. And more importantly, why is this going to be turned into a PR nightmare if Gorilla Glue doesn't do something about it? Now, I know you're thinking, okay, Julie, this is all about clout. This is all about Kat. She's already set up a GoFundMe. She's talking about suing. At first I felt sympathy for her, but now I see where this is going. Not so fast, my friends. Put on your business caps and think with your left brain and your right brain at the same time. Trust me, it'll help you. Here you go to business case. First things first, if I was Gorilla Glue, a multi-purpose industrial glue that you can only find in Lowe's, Home Depot, you got to be on a mission. You're not running by Target and Walmart to get Gorilla Glue. You got to go to the spot to get this. If I was with Gorilla Glue, I would be capitalized on this moment right now. Why? Everyone's sitting at home. Number two, everybody loves crazy content. Number three, someone has taken Gorilla Glue, a not so well-known adhesive, and used it for nefarious needs and used it for the exact opposite of what it's supposed to be for. This is what we call tongue-in-cheek marketing. What's tongue-in-cheek marketing? Tongue-in-cheek marketing is the type of Super Bowl ads that you see, where you have cars falling out of the sky for an insurance ad, where you have lemons beating someone to death, in the Bud Light Seltzer ad. It's very ironic. It's very tongue-in-cheek. It's literally the opposite of what you're supposed to be doing for your brand. Right now, if I was Gorilla Glue, I would be contacting her as a spokesperson with a contract. I would be running the most tongue-in-cheek, ironic, Seinfeld type, dry humor, sarcasm ad that you could find, with a whole bunch of people that are using Gorilla Glue for the complete opposite of what the actual product is supposed to be for. I would have someone narrating like Dr. Rick from those amazing progressive insurance ads. And I would have a vintage and a montage of, let's say, maybe 5 to 6 scenes of ordinary Americans, white guy, Asian guy, Hispanic couple, African-American family, just doing the most and doing the worst with Gorilla Glue. Basically, you're not supposed to use it for this, you're supposed to use it for that. The last montage of the vintage, I would have Gorilla Glue girl literally looking at the camera like, don't even start. And that would be it. And everybody would be like, oh my God, that is hilarious. Because now, not only is Gorilla Glue a top of mind when all my shit falls apart, but also it tells me they know how to take a joke. They know how to make lemonade out of lemons. But more importantly, they're including the woman that literally put their brand on the map, stopping her from taking legal action, appeasing the public by taking advantage of seizing the moment, and making an ironic brand, an ironic ad campaign out of something that is so ridiculous. I mean, come on. Who is putting industrial strength glue in their scalp and in their head to get a slip back? Oh, because you have natural hair. What is the problem? But think about it. If I was a business person, I would be saying, how do we make this work for our brand and put our brand on the map? Call her up, get her an agent, get her a manager, get her ass into our headquarters, shoot this campaign, run it. That would be it. We don't need to worry about lawyers. You are our new spokesperson. How to use Gorilla Glue and how not to use it. Now, how's that for a business case? I won't even invoice you for that. But if you are watching the show, I will be talking to Gorilla Glue right now. Now, the other business case is the PR perspective. As you know, one of my favorite things to do with businesses is PR nightmares. A PR nightmare is a statement they sent out on Twitter. They basically said, hey, girl, we wish you well. Hope it works out for you. That was the wrong move. What they should have done, CEO, CFO, and CMO, is said, we invite Gorilla Glue Girl to our headquarters or to a Zoom call for further conversation. We would love to know what she thinks about the dynamics of the product, but more importantly, how we can assist her in her journey to recovery. Dismissing her in a press release on Twitter is probably when the legal wheels started running. Because at the end of the day, everybody wants cat, clout, and attention. Now, this is the way for them to get cat, clout, and attention, but make it work in their favor. That PR statement was very cold. It was very dismissive. And I don't care what someone does. People sue for crazy stuff all the time. You can't decide her peace of mind. Your goal as a company is to acknowledge your wrongdoing. They did that. Acknowledge the points of the brand. They did that. And then embrace and coddle, not dismiss and division. Okay. So that was the wrong move on the PR side. So Gorilla Glue clearly has no African-American marketing executives at the table, because if they had some sisters in there, we would, from a business case, be putting this chick on the map. And from a PR case, you got to wrap around with compassion, okay? Because the last thing the public wants to think is that you're being a cold fish and being dismissive to someone who has used your product in the wrong way, granted anyone with half a brain. But hey, the damage is done. Now it's up to you as the company to take care of her, not dismiss her. So, business case done, PR perspective done. What do you guys think? Drop that in the comments and let me know on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. What do you guys think about the Gorilla Glue case? Is there a business case here to develop a brilliant advertising and marketing campaign? What about the PR? Was that press release trash? It was trash. As a publicist, I'm telling you guys, that was trash and that was the wrong move. Very dismissive, very, hey, hope it works out for you. Very my favorite. It's above us now. This is what Gorilla Glue did. It's above us now. Now, no Gorilla Glue. If you need an African-American publicist or PR person that has cut her teeth on crisis communications, hello, BP, Blue Up the Gulf of Mexico, give your girl a call. I would love to chat with you guys and figure out what we're going to do about Gorilla Glue Girl. Boom. So that is the business case of the week. I'm making sure that my laptop is not too high up, guys. You know, that was the issue last year also. I felt I was too high up. And that's why I have my chairs laid out. I have everything laid out here as my little studio. Oh, everyone loved the ambiance. You know, with my 65-inch TV, I found out how to put that cool, like a frame on there, so it looks like a picture that you can put on there all day. And I found these, the irony of finding rose gold and gold. Who knew? And then, as you know, I have my new background, Champagne and Melanin, we love, all of our favorite books that we love. Hi, Alexa. Please don't talk to me right now. I'm in the middle of doing a YouTube. And then we also have this stuff over here. So just trying to make it warm and cozy for you guys. You know, maybe one day I'll be in a studio. Maybe one day we'll be getting a partner to sponsor a Black Girl Boss Chat. And without further ado, we are going to jump into today's chat with one of my favorite girls, one of my favorite doctors, and she is the official partner and wellness doctor of Champagne and Melanin, trademark Dr. Teriya Richmond, the total health doctor getting down to the kitty gritty. Now, not only does she specialize in internal health, but she really specializes in sexual health, women's health, and what women need as not only entrepreneurs, but as women, such as checkups, mammograms, things you need to do to keep your body healthy on the inside and the outside. She's a fitness buff. She's a fitness guru. We all know her in Houston and Chicago and beyond. We all love her. And she's about to drop some serious health gems that will get your 2021 all the way together. So I'm going to bring her in right now. You know what I love to do. So she already has her name on the banner. So as soon as she pops in, I'm going to take off this banner and I'm going to bring her in. She's been waiting patiently in the green room. So you guys say hello to Dr. Teriya Richmond, the Total Health Wellness Doctor, getting down to the kitty gritty, episode 8 of Black Girl Boss Chat. And here we go. Hey!
Hello.
Good morning. And there she is, guys, looking fabulous in her red. Say hello to the people.
Hello, people. Good morning.
Awesome. I am going to hide this right here so that we can see your Instagram. That looks perfect. And as I said to you before, I want you to go ahead and keep talking. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience, let everyone know who you are. And as you're doing that, I'm going to do a live check of the feed of the sound. So Dr. Teriya Richmond, let's hit it.
So it's so funny, y'all. I have been listening to the show, and Julie has made it clear that she has to get my name corrected every single time. It is Teriya Richmond, Dr. Teriya Richmond, and I am a board-certified family medicine physician, and my focus is in women's health, and I'm also known as your total health doctor. I have a private practice in Third Ward, Houston, and I am also the chief medical officer of AIDS Foundation Houston. So thank you all so much for having me this morning. I am so glad to be here back at home with champagne and melanin, where the kitty gritty started and went down. Okay.
Yes, it did. It did start and went down, and I just checked our sound live. You sound fabulous. Thank you so much for being here. And as you guys know, when my speakers come on, these are professionals that are giving up their time. So she is a doctor during COVID, giving us 45 minutes to an hour. So thank you so much for always saying yes to my crazy ideas and being like, I'm there. And yes, the kitty gritty did start with champagne and melanin on her very first panel. I just can't wait for the trademark and the products. I mean, listen, girl, I need a hand mirror. I need to be all up in it. I need a comb, a hand mirror, some scissors, a shaving kit. Because with COVID, listen, I've been trying to DIY myself, and child, girl, it is a mess. So
well, let's talk about that.
Exactly. So anyway, so this is a great chat. So first of all, what are your thoughts on Gorilla Girl? As a healthcare practitioner, and with her now being flown out to LA with that plastic surgeon, what are your thoughts on that?
So my thoughts on the Gorilla Glue, it actually takes me back to the essence of us, particularly Black women, and our hair and how we feel about our hair and the lengths that we go through to make our hair behave. And it is not acceptable. It's still not acceptable in 2021 to have, curly hair or a little bit of a wave. And so that we're going to these extremes. And you know that I am all about women's empowerment. So for me, I would want to talk to her and say, why do you think that you just had to have it so slick that you would go out of your way to get this particular glue to slick it down? What was the thought process behind that? And I would say to her, you're beautiful just the way you are, with all your kinks, your waves, your curls. We are beautiful people. Black women are setting the tone for everything. So that's the perspective I would take it. From a health perspective, it's just not healthy. It's just not healthy. But we do a lot of things that are not healthy for beauty.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And as someone, I wear extensions on my frontal, I don't put any heat in my hair because, as you know, both you and I have to be on all the time. So my hair is in a protected style 99% of the time. But when my natural hair is out, listen, if my Eco Styler olive oil gel can't slick it down, I am done. All that stuff, Gorilla Glue and everything else, it scares me because my thing is, okay, I can put it on, but how do I get it off? Is my hair going to come out in the shower? I'm very picky about my hair. So I love your perspective on that. So definitely tell us more about Dr. Teriya Richmond. And see, guys, here's a moment. I'm from London. Okay, I'm always going to say numbers wrong. Where I'm from, she's bloody Teriya, all right? That's Teriya Richmond, okay? But in America, it's Teriya. So she's going to have to charge it to my head and not my heart.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit. Oh, and cheers. Good morning. We forgot to say cheers.
Yes.
So thank you so much. You got your mug. Okay, let's go forward to the camera. Boop. All right. Yes, that's cheers to Dr. Teriya Richmond. So tell us about total health and wellness, how you got into the field, and how you started specializing in looking after women like me.
Absolutely. So, as you know, and you mentioned earlier that I'm loved in Houston and Chicago. So, Chicago is my hometown, and I grew up on the west side in Chicago, which is considered a low income area. And I grew up in a neighborhood where there was a lot of teenage pregnancy, a lot of sexually transmitted infections. And I knew this as a young adult because we were like, girl, she got to go to the clinic. Or girl, did you know she was pregnant? And we are like 14, 15 years of age. So I'm thinking, okay, something has to be done about this. And then I went to my doctor as an adolescent, and she was a Black female. And she was like, she put my mom out the room, and she was like, I want to talk to you. And at that time, she probably would have said, if it was coined, we need to get down to the kitty gritty, Teriya, because she really got down, into it with me about my sexual health, my reproductive health, meaning if I needed STI checks, if I was having sex, if I needed birth control. And a light bulb went off and said, oh, if she can do this, I can do this. And so I went on to college and then to medical school at the University of Illinois. I also have my master's in public health from UIC in Chicago. And then I knew that I wanted to continue to serve the communities that I grew up in. And so I wanted to do a residency in that space. So that's what brought me to Baylor, to the Department of Family and Community Medicine. And the great part about Baylor is that it had the academic, like Baylor is like the Ivy League of medicine, because we have the Bakey and the heart transplants and all that started here. So I wanted that, but then I also wanted the community medicine field. So that's what brought me here. And I worked in the Harris Health System. If y'all don't know what that is in Houston, that's the county system. It's similar to the Cook County in Chicago or Parkland in Dallas, where they offer either free or low cost care. And I trained there and learned as much as I could so that I could come out and eventually go into private practice. So I moved into my brick and mortar in January of 2020, like literally before the pandemic. And I've been there ever since, offering women's health. So that's how I got involved in women's health, because I really wanted to, at that time, thought I wanted to focus on teenagers. But now I realize that women need doctors like me from as a young adult all the way through to being a seasoned lady. Mm-hmm. And I like talking to everybody because we all have different perspectives about sex, about our bodies, about our vaginas. Yes, our vaginas. We have so many different perspectives, and I like to offer the true factual information, the anatomy, what you need to do to take care of yourself. Hey, what's your plans for if you're in COVID and you're thinking, oh, I need to make sure that she looks good. Like, what are you doing? So you're not doing something like putting Gorilla Glue in your hair and then you got, yeah.
Let me tell you something. The day someone let me get at the camera. Look. The day one of y'all try to get cap of Gorilla Glue on the kitty cat, let me tell you something. The way you will not be doing anything again ever, okay? As someone that had a N-A-I-R incident like 10 years ago, I can't imagine. And that's because I didn't read the instructions, but girl, whole other platform, whole nother time.
Yeah. But it goes back to the kitty gritty, right? It goes back to vaginal health. How are you taking care of your vagina? What are you doing to keep the vagina fresh? Can we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I definitely, listen, I want you to lead this conversation because every time I talk to you, I'd be like, oh, girl, come on. What else do I need to know? And I'm a grown adult. Now, because we are both fabulously vampires, we're not going to say how old we are because.
Correct.
However, I'm a grown woman and I learn from you every platform, every time I see you speak, whether you're speaking on my platform or somewhere else. Let's talk about vaginal health. I have started using Honey Pot because I support Black-owned businesses and brands. But stuff like, BV, let's talk about, the stress of COVID and how maybe things are just doing something different. Yes. So tell us some of the things that you're seeing and some of the things you recommend that we can do to combat this stuff.
Absolutely. So concerning vaginal health, the first thing I want to say is that the vagina has its own natural essence, right? So it's not supposed to smell like a rose bed of flower or rose a bed of roses, but it's also not supposed to smell like fish. Okay, so that's one. Two, it is a self-cleaning machine. The internal parts of the vagina actually clean themselves out. You don't need to use things like douche. Honey pie has been shown to be very effective and very helpful for making sure that you stay fresh in a natural way where you're not causing an imbalance in the vaginal pH. So that's the third thing. Our bodies are, God made it where they're imbalanced. So we do have naturally have bacteria there. We naturally have yeast there. That all is to keep it nice and fresh and clean. However, if there is an imbalance, meaning that more bacteria overgrows or more yeast overgrows, that's when you start to have issues. And that's when you start to have odor, you start to have itching, you start to have discharge. And let me say this as well, discharge is normal too. However, like a clear white odorless discharge is normal. But a discharge that's yellow, green, smells, has a funny odor to it, that is not normal. And you should really see your doctor. Now, you can try to use a over the counter, but if that doesn't work, then that means that there's something else that's going on that needs to be addressed. Now,
Okay.
with COVID, yes. So things that can cause imbalance are having unprotected sex. So having exposure to semen or sperm sometimes can cause an imbalance in the pH of the vagina, the bacteria, yeast in the vagina. Diet, sweating or keeping the area moist. So if if you go swimming or you work out, once you get done, it's imperative take those things off. Another thing is thongs. Well, you're not supposed to wear thongs like a long term, like for a whole day. You need to take those girls off. I know they sexy, I know you don't see a panty line with them, but eventually those girls got to come off, right? So those are some of the things that can cause a vaginal imbalance, as well as things like diabetes. So if people who have diabetes, I can tell you an example. I had a patient, she continually kept getting yeast infection. So finally, when she came in, I said, "Hey, you've been trying to treat this at home, but there's something else going on." And when we checked her, she had diabetes, and it was manifesting as a yeast infection in her vagina, and
Mm.
that's the way we found out. Okay, so those are things that can lead to that. Now, COVID has been very stressful for everyone, and stress can cause imbalances in the body as well. So you want to we want to I want to jump totally to mental health, but that is a part of your wellness, is being able to, if you have some people you can talk to, if you have activities that you can do to help balance out some of this stress, or even considering therapy. And there's nothing wrong with therapy. And sometimes stress manifests in your body and your vagina.
Yeah.
Cause
Just to break in there, I honestly think, from a holistic perspective, that the vagina is like the opening to your chakras, to your mental health. Like a lot of stuff that you think is not connected, it's
okay.
all interconnected. Like you said, I love Honey Pot as a brand. I honestly started using it like a month after COVID. And she's normally fabulous, and she's fabulous today. But I
Yeah.
was like, with the stress and the continual being very sedentary, which, as you know,
Mhm.
with me is not the norm. I'm at my
Right.
coworkers' school, but like sitting 8 and 10 hours and not doing stuff. I was like, ma'am, what's going on?
Going on.
I just had to do a little extra, nothing alarming, but as someone that keeps her eye on that stuff, you're right. I think things manifest in different ways, and I don't think enough women realize how much that can manifest in the kitty gritty. What do you think?
Absolutely. And first of all, you have to know your own kitty gritty. You have to know your own anatomy. You have to know that when your body is acting a little weird and when everything is okay. You have to know, like, okay, my cycles are off. Okay, they're more heavy than normal. I use, last month I only used 2 pads of tampons. This month it's like to 6. And it was 3 days, now it's 6 days, or it was 6 days, now it's only 1, or not at all. And so paying really close attention to your own body is so important. But I can tell you just from experience, a lot of women, teenagers, all the way up to my most seasoned women, do not. And I think it's just a little bit of taboo. We just haven't been empowered to, and that's just kind of on the horizon here lately, to be empowered to say, I like sex. Something's going on with my vagina.
Who said that? Who said that? Child, hold on, let's take a sip. And continue. We like where this is going.
When you were talking about your straw, I was like, "Ooh, I need some of those straws." Right, because we want to protect our lips, we want to protect our lip color, lip gloss. Well, the same application applies. You want to protect this, and you want to protect her, and you want to protect the bottom. You want to make sure that all of that is protected. So we're protecting our lip gloss with our straw. Well, we also want to use condoms, checking in with whoever our boo is, whoever that may be, whether male, female, all of the above.
Yeah.
And making sure that they're good and we're good. So I want to talk about that too, as far as being empowered to say, hey, if we're going to have this relationship, if we're going to be having sex, I want to see your test, or we're going to get tested together. And when I say test, I mean HIV test. We need that.
Hey, ladies, gonorrhea, everything that you have in college.
Yes. Let me tell you.
Everything.
Syphilis is on the rise.
Syphilis. I heard this was used to be a. I heard there's a new strain of syphilis.
It's the syphilis. Yes. And just recently, there is a resistant strain of gonorrhea. So we've had to go up on the dose of the medication to treat gonorrhea. So it's bad out here, y'all. It's bad out here. No matter what your age, what your profession is, these are things that you need to get checked. And I want to say this. Now, if you come to your total health doctor, unless you tell me absolutely no, I'm checking. We are high risk for a lot of things that could be prevented. But also early detection and treatment is key. And there's a number of reasons for that as well. But we gotta get checked. So again, I'll go back. I'm my shameless plug. If you come to me, and you make an appointment with me, I'm going to take care of you. But don't take it for granted that the doctor you went to, even if they did a pap smear or not, and we'll talk about the difference between the two, even if you did a pap smear or not, don't take it for granted that they checked your blood and they checked the HIV test. They checked for syphilis. Don't take it for granted that when they did your pelvic exam, that they actually did a pap smear or they checked you for all of those sexually transmitted infections, because a lot of times it doesn't happen. And that's because as providers, we have our own innate bias. So if you came to me and said, or the providers, and you said, hey, I'm not about that life. I'm just doing my business. I got champagne and melanin. I got my PR business. I don't have time to be messing around. It will still behoove the provider, the doctor, to say to you, if you, unless you just never been active ever, we still should consider getting your annual HIV test. And we still should check and make sure that you have a clean bill of health, period.
Girl, well, first of all, don't be putting champagne and melanin and Julie in that. You better put like patient A, patient B, patient C. Girl, do not even, because let me tell you something. That's one thing we are not playing about over here. So yeah, but I want to talk to something that you said that I really want to talk about, which is owning your sexuality. Because most recently, I think people have too much time sitting at the house, sitting at home. There's a lot of judgment around what women are doing with their bodies and their sexuality. Chloe Bailey, we've seen her as young Chloe, coming of age. Other women that are doing things like, and I don't blame them, OnlyFans too. If I'm a teacher, I look good, I have an OnlyFans account because I don't want to be in a homeless shelter or a soup kitchen. And then also this need to kind of police and patrol women's sexuality. Like it's good as long as someone else owns it or tells us it's okay. But when we embrace it ourselves, it's like the backlash. It's like you're not even allowed to own your own orgasms. You're not allowed to own your own sexuality. Let's talk about that from I think, a mental perspective and a healthcare practitioner perspective. What is your thought on that?
Yeah, so there was a study done a couple of years ago that checked or studied women and their experience of orgasm. And like 60% of women in that study had never had an orgasm, ever. And we're not talking about that. We're not having conversations about that because we still live in a very sexist society, right? We're getting better, but we still have a long way to go. So we look at people like a woman like Meg the Stallion, even it's not even just the outside world. It's not just men or it's not just white women. It is us that are sitting in contempt of women who are expressing their sexuality, showing who they are and being comfortable with it. And I just think it's been years of, honestly, of oppression that women have experienced. And we're still working to, we're still working to break ceilings. And we're still the first of this and the first of that, the first ever, because we still have a long way to go when it comes to our society and how we view women. And from a health perspective, when having those conversations with my patients, it is a lot of shame. There's a lot of stigma behind women feeling comfortable with their sexuality, saying, "Hey, I don't like that," or "Hey, this is what I like," or I look good and I'm going to show it off." We have been so pressed for so long that for some people some women that's ingrained in their brain that if I do too much that I may be sinning or I'm not being a lady. And those are just different just over time. I don't know if you grew up like this, but I know my mom was like, make sure you cross your legs, don't, no, you can't wear that, it's too sexy. Let me tell you a funny story. When I was a teenager, back in the day, the acid wash jeans, we would get them ripped up and get airbrush and everything. But I got my airbrush and granted I was like 8th grade, I put sexy on my pants. And my mother said, "Oh, no to the no, to the no, to the no, to the no." So to this day, I'm known as Soxy because she closed out the E into an O. I wasn't sexy. I was Soxy.
Oh my God.
But that's still a story that I have in my brain. And if I feel like if I was not a doctor, if I didn't have friends and around me like you who say, "Hey girl, you look good. Okay, come on, sexy, do that." Maybe I wouldn't be able to express my sexuality and my comfort in my body. But we work hard. I do. So I don't mind looking good and feeling good. So
Well, just to piggyback on what you said, definitely. I mean, I grew up in a traditional West Indian household. I wasn't allowed to date in high school, junior high school. I had a prom date because I was a prom queen, and he was prom king, Alan Yevis. Shout out to Bayshore Christian in Tampa Bay. I was a virgin till I was 19 years old, in college, almost 20. And I started college when I was 17. So basically, I lost my virginity my senior year of college. Shout out Florida A&M. I can't believe I just said that on camera, but it is what it is. So yeah, so very West Indian, keep your legs closed, not saying nothing, not doing nothing. The man them all want one thing. Shout out to mom, because you are absolutely right. So from an American Black girl perspective and a West Indian Black girl perspective, I think our moms and our family, we probably grew up the exact same way. Different accents, but same mentality. So I definitely think you're right. So when I go on Instagram and see things like, people like Meek Mill having an opinion about, Black women going having an OnlyFans, when he announced that, he wasn't even going to be a father to his child, people like Safari, like, well, now that I have a daughter, I got to make sure she's not putting up naked pictures. Didn't care before. People like Snoop Dogg, as you know, the era we grew up in, the purveyor, the godfather of bitches and hoes and women ain't shit and never marry them, and no Black families, no husbands, no wives, now trying to police us women with all these challenges that we're doing on TikTok. It's very ironic how men seem to think if they don't give, like you said, if they don't give you the orgasm, if they don't give you your sexuality, if they don't give you your affirmation, then you're not allowed to enjoy it. Now, what do you think about that?
So I disagree wholeheartedly. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I do want to say this, because I want people to go home with these facts. Listen, we have the opportunity to pleasure ourselves. And I know this is a daytime a daytime show, but it's getting to the kitty gritty, right?
Girl, YouTube ain't gonna kick us off, girl. I seem so much worse. Listen.
So for the health part of it, if you have any type of toys that you use, or any type of toys that you use, or for vibrators or anything like that, you want to make sure that you always wash with warm soap and water. That when you use them, that if you're using them and they are going to be inserted, that you still use a condom. And do not, yes, and do not share toys or vibrators. Okay? Because it can go back to the imbalance of your pH. Some bacteria, some viruses can live on inanimate objects. So they can live on surfaces and be transferred from one person to the next. Remember, what's it called? We don't crabs. That's what I was saying. People are with like that's still something, right? However, these are things that can be prevented from being transmitted somewhat if we take those precautions. So I want to take it from that perspective, that you have a right in the ability to please yourself, but I also want you to be able to do it safely. That also goes for any women that use like strap-ons or anything like that. The same principle goes. And for women, this is another thing. For women who have sex with women, you want to make sure too that you follow those same guidelines, because they have a higher risk of getting bacterial vaginosis. Which bacterial vaginosis, people are like, why are you so excited about bacterial vaginosis? I don't know. It's just fascinating to me, because we have a normal balance, and all it takes is just a little bit of change, stress, diet, a little bit of change, and everything can go
haywire.
Everything can go haywire.
Yeah.
And with bacterial vaginosis, because of the odor and the discomfort, it really infringes on a woman's life. Like, people don't understand this, and it's something that can be easily treated. I had a patient, she just kept saying, Dr. Richmond, and she was not sexually active. She's like, Dr. Richmond, I just don't understand. It's like, no matter what I do, I still have this odor. It's driving me crazy. I don't want to be around anybody. I don't want to have sex. Ugh, what is this? And she didn't know anything about bacterial vaginosis. I said, I already got you. Let's do the check, but I can promise you, most likely, I know what it is. And sure enough, a few antibiotics, she was good to go. She sang my praises, and she still sings my praises to this year. You cured me. And I was like, yeah, no, that it's a very simple physiologic explanation and treatment. But that one can just be such a nuisance. And Black women experience bacterial vaginosis more than any other demographic. So, it's an issue for us. And another reason why it needs to be treated is because there's a few things that I want to say about that too. If you have bacterial vaginosis and it's not treated, you have an increased risk if you become exposed to HIV, to getting HIV and other sexually transmitted infections. It can cause problems if you become pregnant. It can cause problems with spontaneous abortions, where that means that the bacteria gets into where the baby is, and it can cause you to lose the pregnancy. So there's so many things behind it, and it's such a simple, like I said, it's such a simple physiology and methods to treat it. It's just a lot of times we just don't know, and it's the shame. Remember, I don't know if they did this back home, but that girl, she smelled bad. She got fish. And all it is just the imbalance. That's all. She didn't do anything wrong. It's women that never had sex before that can get bacterial vaginosis.
Exactly. And I can definitely tell you from a holistic and a natural perspective, again, being a West Indian, your internal intake of food, processed meats, Let me look at y'all. Processed meats, fried food, not working out like Miss Teriya Richmond does.
I appreciate it. All the love.
Girl, let me tell you something. All of that works together. So decrease the Frenchie's chicken, increase the mango, the kiwi, the pineapple,
Pineapple.
the melon, all that stuff. And ladies, increase that green tea with honey, 1 cup a night. Flush it all out.
Flush it all out.
Exercise. So let's talk about exercise and mental health and how that's connected to the kitty gritty.
Absolutely. So with exercise, I'll give you a great example. So at some point I was a pro athlete, a pro fitness athlete, right? So I was the fittest I had ever been in my whole entire life. And I was going to the doctor to get my birth control. And she's like, Dr. Richmond, you where's your cycle? Talking about keeping up with your cycle. Where's your cycle? Oh, I missed it. Oh, okay. Let's get a pregnancy test. Okay, boom, I'm pregnant. Boom, that's my 6-year-old. Right? But when I was talking to my OB-GYN friend, she says, girl, you was working out like crazy. That keep the ovulation going. So of course you was gonna get pregnant if you weren't on birth control. I was like, that's right. I'm glad you reminded me. So ladies, that exercise is so good for so many reasons, but we'll stick to why it's good for your mental health and why it's good for all the kitty gritty. So it's good for your mental health because exercise, even if it's hard for you to do it and hard for you to get through it, at the end, your body releases endorphins. And that's the feel good hormone. That's the hormone that makes your brain say, okay, life is good. I'm good. And when you're struggling with or have any issues with mental health, and at this point, we're all experiencing some level of trauma. So we all have at some point probably felt depressed, if not have depression, or felt anxious, or just felt like, are things ever going to get better? And so that all plays on the chemicals and the balances in your brain. So the exercise actually counteracts that. And we know that if you're experiencing a lot of stress, if you're experiencing anxiety and depression, it actually, our juices flow from our emotions and our mental health and how we feel. And so that reflects in our vaginal area. So a lot of times I have women that say, I'm just not interested in sex. I used to be. And one of the main top differential diagnosis is what's going on up here, what's going on mentally, what's going on emotionally, what's going on with your partner that you're relating to or not, that's getting you to feel that way. Now it doesn't mean that there may not be something hormonally wrong, but the first top differential is that there's something emotionally or mentally going on that's decreasing your opportunity to feel good that way and for sex.
Absolutely. And to your point, I always feel no matter what I'm going through, whether I'm working on content or getting ready to see a client that's driving me crazy or just super horny and there's no one to call, I'll do a good hour and a half workout. And I only do like an hour and a half because I feel like anything over that is just doing the most. I feel amazing. Like I feel clear, clarity.
Yes.
I started with a new trainer at the top of the year and I've been sticking with it. As Chastity, shout out Chastity Dion. So I've been super excited, but I really honestly think there is a connection between health, fitness, internal and external wellness, and the kitty gritty. Like you said, when things are off, you could probably pinpoint it on something. So that stress reduction, ladies, listen, reduce the stress and have a healthier vagina. Yes. Reduce the stress, healthier vagina.
Healthier vagina. And make sure that when you do work out, I do want to say this again, when you do work out, that when you're finished working out, that you definitely take all of your wet clothes off. Make sure that, you take those wet underwear off and go throw them in the wash machine, so that you give your vagina opportunity to so it won't be so moist, and give it some time to air out. Of course, take your shower and everything, but give it some time to air out. And there's nothing wrong with at nighttime not wearing any underwear. Let her breathe. Let her breathe.
Girl, I cannot. I try sleep. I do actually. Again, if we get kicked off YouTube, it is what it is. But I do sleep unclothed. I have actually read as you get older in your 30s and 40s, and I will say 30s and 40s, that
Yes.
actually for women, sleeping naked or almost naked actually has really good health benefits. Just from, because I used to sleep, cute outfits and stuff like that, but now
Yeah.
I just sleep in panties and that's it. And it's like,
Yes.
I get these amazing, I wake up like, Ricola, like, fresh girl. I was like, what did I do different? All I do is turn up the air conditioning and sleep with just, less clothes on. And I just feel so comfortable. So what is the correlation with that?
So you get in your 30s and 40s, your hormones are changing. Your body is changing. Yeah. And so there is a such thing as perimenopause. And so that means that you're not to the point. So menopause is when you stop having menstrual periods for at least a year. And so prior to that, you can have irregular menstrual cycles, you can have depression, you can have problems with sleep, and you can have hot flashes. And those are just the main symptoms. There's other symptoms as well, but the hormones are changing in your body. Your body is trying to regulate not only with the hormones, but also with the environment. And so at nighttime is a lot of times when your body is warming up and heating up. And you can feel it, and it can really cause problems with your sleep. Some women, especially perimenopause to menopause, wake up drenched in sweat in the morning because of the changes in their hormones.
That might be something to it because when I say I turn that air up, girl, I'm talking about igloo, Antarctica. Like, if you be in my house, like, girl,
Yeah.
I put on a blanket on, I'm going to sleep. So, but sometimes I wake up sweaty, sometimes I wake up completely fine. So I just figured maybe it's just off. But again, for us girls in our 30s and 40s, it is what ladies, it is what it is. So this is the safe space with the kitty gritty. Dr. Teriya Richmond, the total health and wellness doctor. We could talk about it all right here, and you could talk to her in person. So, Dr. Richmond, this has been amazing. I'm a connoisseur of time. You're giving up your time as usual. I want you to give us 3 tips in 2021 as we get through another round of COVID, another round of stress. 3 tips you can give us to keep ourselves together, keep our mental and our fitness together, and our kitty wellness together as we get down to the kitty gritty. What can you tell us?
As we get down to the kitty gritty, one, yes, we are still in a pandemic. So I need for y'all to get your champagne and melanin mask. Wear your mask.
Hold on one second. Endorsement moment. Wear your mask.
Wear your mask.
Yes.
Yes. Wash your hands. And this is my first tip. Wash your hands. Okay. Try to continue to social distance as much as possible. And make sure that you get tested. If you're having symptoms, make sure you get tested. So that's one. 2 is we still are women. We still have to check our women's wellness. So it's so important to make an appointment with your doctor to make sure that you're on your schedule for your pap smear, for your mammogram, because that still is happening. That still is necessary. Those are cancer screenings that have to happen. And then 3, for your mental health, get out there and exercise, catch up with your girls, even if it's on a Zoom. And if you need it, get a therapist. 3 tips.
I love it, girl. And I love that last one. This is the year of internal and external health, and everyone has been talking to me. So it might be my year to actually, get a therapist and just purge some things. I've really been thinking about it, and I just feel like since I'm just streamlining everything, it feels like a natural progression. So maybe you can check in with Dr. Teriya because she probably has some recommendations for you. So offline,
I have some recommendations.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to hit you up offline. And I will also tell you, I'll send you a link on where to get your metal straws.
Thank you.
Amazon, because they are the best thing smoking. And they have a little pipe cleaner and a little bag. So they can be good at the office and at the house. So
perfect.
You have been episode 8 with Dr. Teriya Richmond. You say Teriya. You say Teriya. I say Teriya.
Right.
Richmond, the total health and wellness doctor, getting down to the kitty gritty. Dr. Teriya, tell the people where they can find you outside of Instagram.
You can absolutely find me on LinkedIn at Teriya Richmond. That's Teriya. I'm also on Facebook. And if you need to call, you don't have access to the internet to make appointments online, the phone number to the clinic is 832-215-5985. And I look forward to seeing you and allowing me to take care of your health.
Awesome. And you guys can also find her on her website, www.yourtotalhealthdoctor.com. Look down, www.yourtotalhealthdoctor.com. Hit her on her email. Go to her website, make you an appointment, and go see Dr. Teriya. I'm going to put my favorite thing back on here, the ticker tape, so you guys can see who we've been talking to. Awesome sauce. Show that. Boom. So this has been episode 8 with Dr. I say Teriya, you say Teriya Richmond, the total health doctor.
I love it.
Internal medicine, external medicine, mind, body, fitness, getting down to the kitty gritty. So we are going to put you back in the green room. Thank you so much for your time. We know you could have been anywhere else, but you were here with us in our Black History Month special. Are you going to come back? That's all we want to know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And next time you come back, we want to talk about these kitty gritty products and this trademark, because I've been on you about this. Listen, hand mirror. I need like a whole new, maybe some toys, the kitty gritty.
Yes.
And the good thing is they'll all come from a medical doctor with years of experience. So you know what the women and the men want.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Whole different conversation. Get it down to kitty gritty. We'll put you back in the green room. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Alrighty. You guys, how do you feel? Wow, she feels fresh, honey. I am so glad that I am on track. And I will say, shout out to the honey pot. As Dr. Teriya, well, I say Teriya, you say Teriya Richmond said, the honey pot has been absolutely amazing. I did notice some things jumping off and going on, when COVID hit for me, and I've always wanted to try the honey pot. So I said, why not now? So I've been using the phone, and just when I travel, the wipes and stuff like that. And I'm telling you, I can honestly say within like 30 days between each, cycle, I have seen a major, major difference. And then I upped my vegetable game, upped my fruit game, upped my lemon water and green tea game, reduced all processed food, started cooking clean with my olive oil, and hitting that gym. It all works together, ladies. It all works together. So that thing is fresh. And she's ready to bite healthily and safely, as Dr. Teriya, I say Teriya, you say Teriya Richmond would have to tell you. So this has been episode 8 of A Black Girl Boss Chat. It's your girl, Jules. What do you think about the show? I think we want to definitely bring her back. We have so much to talk about. There's no way we can get through all those topics in like 45 minutes to an hour. But because all of my speakers are entrepreneurs and they're fabulous and they're giving up their time, we cannot go on and on and on. So we're going to have to start bringing some people back. I literally think each one of her topics could probably give 30 minutes itself. There's so much detail, and she speaks from a consumer perspective, which is what I love, clinical and consumer. So you can get all the meat. I have all my notes as usual. So I'll be talking to her. Hello, girl, later on today, and seeing what else we need to add to the repertoire. So that's it. So episode 8 of Black Girl Boss Chat, getting down to the kitty gritty. I will be seeing you guys next week with the one, the only, the fabulous in episode 9. I am Chastity Dion Mims, a social media guru, marketing expert, and she's going to be telling you how to get your marketing together and brand yourself like a boss. I am super excited. It's her second round on Champagne and Melanin at a Black Girl Boss Chat. And last time we had the different branding. So we have a whole new branding. I'll have a whole new sweatshirt, a whole new thing of merchandise. Don't forget to get your merchandise. 10% off all Black History Month. Definitely jump into the Shopify. Oh, that's a Total Health Doctor, my bad. Jump into the Shopify, get your merchandise, get your matching mugs. My mugs match my sweatshirts. It's a whole situation over here, guys. It's a whole situation. So definitely follow us on Instagram. We love you guys so much. You give us so much joy. I get so many people that just run up to me like, hey, I don't know you, but you're Champagne and Melanin, or hey, I started following you, or my girlfriend said to follow you. I mean, from people buying merchandise to people following me on Instagram, the newsletter. You guys are really making this brand go. And I have so many things in the works, but I'm an Obama girl. And what's an Obama girl? Slow and steady wins the race. So I don't want to give you guys everything at one time. I just want to give you guys enough. But thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for supporting the brand. I have some big things in the works in 2021. So an increase in the YouTube, an increase in the content, and the podcast that is coming. So give your girl some time and we're getting it together. You are watching a Black Girl Boss Chat on the Champagne Melanin channel, episode 8 with Dr. Teriya Richmond, the total health and wellness doctor, getting down to the kitty gritty. We will see you next week for episode 9 with Chastity Dion. Girl, get your marketing together. It's your girl Juice. Follow me back. And everybody have a wonderful day.